offense to get back to vintage Mahomes. It's good Mahomes, not necessarily MVP Mahomes. Chiefs in the regular season since Mahomes was a starter. Recently, a little downward trend. The wins by 15 points is really interesting, 20-1. So, are you willing to guarantee a victory on Sunday night?
That's guaranteeing just a victory?
Oh, I'm sorry, a blowout. I had victory.
Yeah,
changed it on me.
This is important for to me in the NFL. A double-digit win is a blowout. 10-plus points is a blowout.
Oh, 10-plus.
Well, that's double digits.
I was thinking two touchdowns. Really, I would say a two touchdown.
Okay.
Like so 14
well,
points
so
or
I'm guaranteeing a double-digit win. This is I'm so excited for this game because I know everyone right now. If I'm like, think of the song that was on the radio the first time you drove a car. It takes you back to a memory, even if you can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Think of we are going back for the first time to the scene of the first moment in my life I knew, oh my God, my team not only has a quarterback, might have the quarterback.
Okay.
And it was this play, which is to this day the furthest a ball has ever traveled in the air in an NFL stadium by an NFL quarterback, according to Next Gen. It was the preseason of the 2018 year. And this was, Brew and I knew each other, but barely. You and I didn't know each other except for that time you kicked me out of your office years ago. And I remember doing first things first at 6:30 in the morning and demanding we put this in the show because I had dealt with a lifetime of dinking and dunking and non-excitement at the position. I was like, this kid might be special. And a few weeks later, he was on his way to winning league MVP. He has never played in this stadium again since then. That might have been the last throw he ever had there because it was the preseason. I'm not sure about that. And then there's also this piece of it, Brew. Mahomes in his career, after bad games, lights the other team on fire statistically. Yeah. After multi-interception games, the team's 12-3, but he averages 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, and a 111 rating. And here's the other reason I'm so confident about this game. The Chiefs have played 6 consecutive opponents whose season was either literally or figuratively on the line. 4 playoff games, peak motivation for their opponents. The Ravens in the revenge spot, the Bengals at 0-2. Now they get an opponent, it's the opposite. They feel like they just saved their season. They feel like, this was a game we were supposed to lose anyway. So for all those reasons, this is 31-20 Chiefs. Wow. And so, 30 points and a double-digit victory.
See, I see a blowout as 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
And I don't think you showed the graphic, Wilds. This is nothing against the Chiefs' greatness. They don't really blow teams out anymore. I mean, like they blew out Chicago early last year.
That's it. That's
had 2 touchdown wins.
Yeah.
2 more. And so I think they definitely win the game. I would bet not a blow. Like, they'll win anywhere from 3 to 10 points. So that's what I think they'll do. I just don't think they, Pacheco, I think that's a big loss.
I think that's a big loss in general. I think it actually makes it more likely they blow a team out.
Well, because they're going to throw more.
Right, because they're going to have to lean into the throw.
I was loving Xavier Worthy after week 1. Didn't do much last week. Let's see what he does. Obviously, Kelsey hasn't gotten going. So I think the only one I really fully believe will definitely have a great game of the Rasheed. Rasheed is great after the catch. He's like the leading receiver.
And just caught his first bomb of his career, really. It had all been yards after catch stuff.
Long
fruit for our star tight end, you know what I mean, had a much worse interaction in the Super Bowl with the head coach. But that relationship feels fused by blood. Like that to me is, it always feels a little tenuous with these guys. And so I don't think it's everything, but I think nothing would be silly because this is another thing that goes, and I'm not trying to make too much of it, in the box of, well, that's a thing unique to Aaron and the Jets. Like that, I don't think we'll see anything similar to that in a celebratory moment from a quarterback and a coach this weekend. I think it'll be, and so it's a little something.
Look, and probably like most people, when it happened and then you saw replays before the game was over, it seemed like something huge. Like I was like that would have, I was like, this is going to be the only negative for the Jets all night. Like it really looked bad. Seeing their comments post-game, I really think it's nothing.
So you just buy it 100%?
Yeah, I thought Rodgers' words make sense. Like I said, I thought I could read his lips saying two touchdown lead, 2-score lead. And then his body language, too. Like, you know, it seemed like he just laughed it off. And Salah, now what we couldn't see was Salah's face when Rodgers was saying that to him. Was Salah kind of smiling too? Or was he looking terrified? You know, like you don't know, because I'm thinking through the game, man, like you said, poor Salah. Right there, we don't know. Salah might have been smiling. He didn't seem bothered by it. I actually do buy this, Nick. I really think
that last look, man, is just, and again, what, Wilds?
And then when he says that Salah does that.
No, that I buy, but
push,
just, again, I feel bad because I can't prove it. But that look at the end.
100% something.
Okay, thank you.
100% something.
All right, go ahead.
Because there's lots of explanation. Oh, it's actually, well, we had a meeting about 2-score leads. We ran the analytics, and it was the amount of time. No. First of all,
you think that's BS?
First of all, we couldn't score. So that's the best way. We got one field. You don't need 2-score lead.
No, but I think they're saying in general, for their defense, they want to get them a nice 2-score lead so they can play with the lead.
We weren't.
Every week they probably want that. No, but they want that every week.
To win the game. I'm just saying I don't buy it, and it was, I trust your gut. Just, it's like, that was something.
No, but it looked, but we can't, I mean, I really think, and I'm not just saying this because I picked the Jets to win the division. I really think it's nothing. Because players and coaches have interactions, not just Reed and Kelsey, in general.
No, I agree with you on that.
That look bad. You know what I mean? That to us look, oh my God,
I'm not saying it was bad.
What is
I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad. But it's not nothing.
Okay. Well, is it good?
It's just something. That's why it's something or nothing. It just has to rise above nothing.
That just look at the end is what made me feel like there was something more to it. That like almost look of dismissal. And again, I can't prove it, and Brew makes a fair point, but it's
not a trial. You don't need, it's just something. It's just 2%. Like, that's something. That's it. Vintage Aaron Rodgers performance. Are you happy now? Talking sports. 27 for 35, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's Rodgers postgame.
I'm proud of our guys. You know, we've been improving, but it hasn't been good enough for some people outside the room. So to have a performance like tonight, I don't know how many yards we finished with, but it feels really good. It's expectations. If the expectation is winning, then we're going to celebrate it, but we should expect to win. The next step is expecting to dominate.
Oh my God.
I loved it. What's wrong with
this? We were 19 yards away from this being the
one or the other.
That's your only saving grace.
And I mean, he had it.
He could have gotten it.
His worst throw of the night.
Exactly.
His worst throw of the night. But go ahead, say what you wanted to say here.
That would have been.
He was mediocre the first 2 weeks, and then you go up against the.
No, the first 2 weeks.
First 2 weeks.
Yes, he was mediocre. I agree with that.
Mediocre.
Yeah. But last night he was great. Let's not argue about the first 2 weeks.
Last night he was awesome.
Yeah.
Last night he was moving around. He was throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He was staring at the camera. He looked like classic Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So how dangerous are the Jets with this version of Aaron Rodgers?
I want to be fair because it wasn't just the numbers. It was also the eye test. He was out of the pocket.
Yeah.
He was moving around. And as I said after week 1, he's always going to throw a pretty ball, and he's always going to be super accurate. Yep. The question is, can he do the other things requisite to play football when there's a defense on the field? And last night he could. Now, everything that I saw yesterday is not clouded, but colored by the fact that I don't think the Patriots are good at anything. At anything. I think they have one great defensive player, Christian Gonzalez. I think that they are going to end the year an average defensive team and a wretched offensive team. I thought that before the year. I, unlike some other people, was not mystified by week 1. I thought it was a fluky performance. And I think that this was the Jets' easiest game on their schedule, a game they absolutely had to win, and they did. So that part I don't give them extra credit for. I do give them extra credit for two specific things. One is